Somebody call a doctor because Bad Medicine is back. Over there's Diamond Dave Damone. This is the Appleton Oak. That's the answer. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today we are diving back into Fallout. This is episode 6, The Trap. And the way that last episode ended, it just might be. I'm excited.
Yeah, I can't wait to see even more of Maximus and Lucy going, since they're in a vault now, so I'm definitely ready, willing, and able to see what this vault entails.
God, this show. I mean, turn it up to 11 with this show. Just absolute, incredible banger. Can't wait to see this episode.
I'm excited too. Let's go!
Oh, yes!
Hello there. Yep, it's me, Cooper Howard. But I'm not here today to talk to you about my latest picture.
Picture.
A veritable Camelot of the nuclear age.
No.
How is he not a villain in some movies? Because his delivery's great.
Oh, he is. Justified.
Movies.
And what a song she sings. Now that right there is Vault 4's 3-foot-thick lead casing. Strong enough to keep out the rads. And the reds.
Wing 3 feet of lead.
Each one of these underground burgs comes with all the modern amenities you've come to expect. Now this corridor here is Sycamore Street, where you'll wave howdy to any one of your 200 neighbors. Now this isn't just your average all-American family. No, Lloyd and Cassandra here are both scientists, specializing in the effects of radiation on human DNA.
And we'll be living and working right here in Vault 4, leading a community governed entirely by scientists.
Did you say living down here? Well, there hasn't been a nuclear incident, has there?
No, not yet. But our family and a group of 80 volunteers will be conducting a 5-year trial of Vault 4.
5 years. Well, I may play a hero in the movies, but you all are heroes in real life.
Oh.
Because if the worst should happen tomorrow,
Call the number.
the world is going to need Americans just like you to build a better day after.
Cut.
It was a great take. You happy?
We were so nervous.
You did great. Yeah, it was really lovely to meet you. Thanks for coming out.
Bud Askins, I oversee Southern California operations. I came over to Vault-Tec in Q3 after a 10-year stint at West Tech.
I'm very familiar with you guys. You designed the T-45 power armor.
You know, the design flaws were ridiculous, but they sure looked great.
I wore the T-45 when we almost lost the great state of Alaska to the Reds. Those design flaws of yours cost a lot of good men and women their lives.
Oh,
Ouch.
I'm more focused on HR R&D now. And most people think scale means increasing global market share. Because what is the ultimate weapon to destroy your competition? It's not outselling them. It's not outsmarting them. It's time is the ultimate weapon.
Uh-huh.
The future of all humanity comes down to one word.
You know, what's that?
Management.
This guy an MBA?
What do you say, you and me? Knock back a couple of pina coladas by the pool, listen to the hi-fi?
There is a rap party.
For this, we shake a few hands.
It's at our house.
Oh, wow. Ooh, look at that place.
Swanky.
I'm sorry you can't come, buddy. I'm heading into enemy territory.
Oh, more troops deployed.
Ah, look at that. Put that up at the household. A big old Bad Medicine poster right as you walk down the steps.
Beautiful home, Mr. Howard.
Just wall to wall with his posters.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's cool horse art right there.
Hey, if I had movie posters with my face on them, I'd have them up all over the place, too.
Probably.
You would, because you're self-centered.
And?
All about me.
And? Look what I did. Me.
This guy.
Oh,
It's Buck.
Bud Askins.
Right.
and right outside he goes.
I, Bartholomew Codsworth, am ever ready to serve. Perhaps when you finish your shift, we could head up and party in the hot tub. What do you think of that?
Oh, no.
All right.
All right.
She just flat out was like, nope.
I think our Hollywood actor friends, they want to be seen celebrating with the pitch man for the end of the world.
You hear I lost a movie over these ads? Yeah, showed up to set. The actors wouldn't come out of their trailers. Lonnie Lewis said it was on moral grounds.
Telling you, radicalism is sweeping through Hollywood like a bad case of the clap. But you, my friend, you know which way the wind is blowing. And it's that. A world run by people who wear pocket protectors to a pool party.
Yeah, you might be right about that.
I mean, I dip my bits in the same gravy train. Sell my vocal rights to that spinning robot they sell to housewives and perverts. Fuck were they thinking every time I walk into my own house, my own voice saying, "Hello, sir, do you want to sit down?"
That's where the voice is coming from.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
the robot.
I was trying to think where we heard it from.
The future, my friend, is products. The end of the world is a product.
Well, he's not wrong.
No.
there.
I'd say the future is golden. To the future.
Oh, I like that cut.
Bartholomew Cogsworth, I'm ever ready to serve.
Snip, snap.
Hey, y'all here for the ice cream social? I'm afraid I got some bad news for you. But,
There's no fudge yet, only a general atomics interval.
Destroying a legitimate business? That's illegal around these parts.
Says who?
The government.
Oh,
He's got the HBK eye going there.
Interesting.
Come on, man.
Still my guy.
was that where?
4 was the test.
Oh, look at that! Oh,
Some teeth for ammunition. We'll need an antibiotic.
Your friend is going to have to recover here for a couple of days before it's safe to travel.
You had a rotten human tooth lodged in your shoulder. You're not fine.
We can't thank you enough for letting us in and taking care of us.
Oh, and we found his armor.
I don't know if you've been to the surface, but it is not good.
I was born on the surface.
oh,
Oh.
my apologies.
Sorry, I didn't know. You seem so...
Normal. 3 days walk from home and we could still feel the heat from the blast.
You're from Shady Sands.
Many of us are. We were lucky to find such a hospitable community here in Vault 4.
We just need you to stay in quarantine a few hours longer to make sure you don't track in any contamination.
Hospitable, or they took
What
it
was
over?
with that music?
Yeah, and that look she's given.
Terminus vibes.
I blame
Minus
the Walking.
cannibalism.
I blame the Walking Dead for not letting us trust anybody. new.
Thanks, Gimple and Kirkman.
You want to have sex?
You mean use my cock? I don't know. That weird thing could happen.
What weird thing?
For some guys, you know, when they make it move, it gets all big and hard like a big pimple, and then it pops. And they say it could happen to anybody, but it's gross.
You know, that's actually completely normal.
Completely normal.
Happens all the time. Every time. Ideally.
Ideally.
Ideally. Yeah, tell her how you used to practice with your cousin.
I'm a knight of brotherhood. We're not supposed to.
Okie dokie.
That had to be the most probably respectful exchange I've
Test
seen.
subjects.
Oh boy.
Shit. Well,
Well, technically, they are being tested
I was
because
just
they
going
came
to say,
from the
let's
surface.
stay positive, right? They were contaminated, but maybe
We shouldn't be wasting time down here.
You heard the doctor. Also, I would feel bad.
I think these people are trying to trap us here.
Well, they're not.
This is a cult.
Our people take care of each other. In the vaults, we recognize that we all need each other. Now, we're stuck here until you're able to travel. So, give this place a shot.
Sorry to interrupt your breakfast, but our overseer wanted to say a quick hello. This is
Whoa.
Lucy and Titus.
Hey guys, just wanted to say hi.
Is that Chris Parnell?
Hello. And obviously, welcome to Vault 4. Just some housekeeping, a few things to be aware of. Stay out of level 12. Obviously, we'd prefer you not go there. And if you're unfamiliar with how the bathrooms work, just ask. Asking is less embarrassing than getting it wrong. Any questions or
12,
concerns beyond foosball or
foosball,
pencils or bathrooms, Birdie's available. And once again, welcome to Vault 4. We're glad to have you.
Oh, she can start noticing things. Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's got a nose on his forehead.
Yep. Oh, look at that hand.
That was weird, right?
That's what I'm saying. When people are nice.
Titus, I'm talking about his eye.
Lots of people have one eye.
Well, his was in the middle.
A little to the left.
Whoa. All right, something crazy going on with them.
Doesn't get any better than this.
You ever think about working somewhere else?
I used to, but with you doing these ads, it's practically the family business. Maybe we get Janie a job in payroll when she's 56.
Quitting showbiz? Buying us a ranch up in Bakersfield?
And what would I do?
You would look pretty.
It's gotten into you.
Gin martini.
Oh, come on. You've seen these around.
Not on you, I haven't.
Bud Askins, he licensed them from Robco. We're integrating them with the Vault-Tec emission system. Vault-Tec exists with or without me.
We have this one life. Do you really want to spend your 9 to 5s working with these assholes?
I need this job, Coop. It guarantees us a spot in the vault.
We've got money. We can buy a spot in the vault.
One of the good vaults.
Wait, what?
The good vaults. They're making cheap ones.
Oh, boy.
I'm doing what I can. Trust me.
Well, you figure 3 feet of lead, you're not going to have that much for all those vaults.
Yep.
Especially when we know there's at least 33.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of
cheap
lead.
domes, just like in Total Recall.
Sorry you couldn't make it to the party the other night, Charlie. One of your communist meetings? Come on, man. We watch people die together up north fighting against all that horse shit.
Yeah, and for what?
For the American dream.
Yeah, the American dream has me getting shot in the ass by you all day.
You got 5 acres in Tarzana. I think you're doing all right.
It don't matter, Coop. Vault-Tec's the fucking devil, man.
My wife works there.
Do you know what fiduciary responsibility means?
I have no fucking idea. I play a cowboy for a living.
So the U.S. government has outsourced the survival of the human race to Vault-Tec. It has the fiduciary responsibility to make money for its investors. And how does it make money? By selling vaults.
That's called capitalism, Charlie.
But they can't sell vaults if these peace negotiations go through. Vault-Tec has the fiduciary responsibility to make sure that it don't work out.
Yeah, how are they gonna do that?
I don't know. You remember that movie we did with Johnny Morton? You were the sheriff, and I was some generic Indian.
Come on, man, don't say that. Tall Hand Mud Lake could talk to horses. You played him with grace and with dignity. It was a great role for you.
Morton played a rancher who owned half of Missouri. And what happens when the cattle ranchers have more power than the sheriff?
The whole town burns down.
And after 10 years of war, the U.S. government is broker than a joke. The cattle ranchers are in charge, Coop. Unless the people do something about it.
Come on, man, you sound like you're in a cult.
Maybe you're the one in a cult.
Yeah.
You should come to a meeting. You should learn the truth about where your wife works, for her sake.
Is that a funeral home?
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Well, that's their
cover.
That's the front.
Well, yeah.
If you're having communist meetings, you can't exactly have a...
Can't have it out in the open.
That's right.
Yeah.
Henry from the Vault-Tec Assistant Training Program. Is this Mr. Cooper Howard?
That was Henry. From work? You have a new assistant?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah? Is Janie asleep?
She's reading Little House on the Prairie to Roosevelt.
Does he like it?
It's going to be hard on her. That's all. You know, no dogs in the vaults.
Why are you so sure you're going to be living in the vault?
Right.
No dogs. In the vault, says who?
That's the policy. You know, dogs eat meat. It's an avoidable inefficiency.
Who decided that there were no dogs in the vault?
Well, I think that is a relatively trivial concern, given the prerequisite conditions of us living in a nuclear fallout shelter.
Who makes the rules? Because no dogs allowed, that is a new rule. Somebody decided that and didn't share it with fucking anyone. Or what if I don't want to wear a blue jumpsuit? What if I want to wear a green one? I didn't go to war defending that freedom so that I could live in a cellar under the boot heel of Chairman Bud Askins.
And while you were away at war, I stayed home.
I know you.
I was checking the mail every day, and every night I was driving myself crazy, imagining the worst. You do not need to tell me how bad war is, Coop. Every day I go into work and I think about how humanity can survive a nuclear event that will wipe out 90% of life on Earth. And I come home and you're talking to me about hiding out at a ranch up in Bakersfield. But when the bombs drop, a 2-hour drive ain't gonna cut it. There will be no dogs in the vaults, and no, none of it is ideal.
When?
But if billions of people are going to lose their lives, I will do whatever it takes to make sure the people I love, that is you and that is Janie, aren't among them.
Oh, she's all in.
I have worked hard to make sure we go into a special vault for management.
Management.
Special vault again. Or we'll oversee all the other vaults?
Remember, Vault 32 had the death to management on the wall.
I know you always try to do the right thing. That's what I love about you.
Why didn't he ask, like, because she's talking like it's definitive, it's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is he not like, what do you know that others don't?
Because
He said when it happens.
with what they're doing, they have to know something is gonna happen.
I'm from a vault.
So you are. Goosey McLean.
It's Lucy.
How is that working?
It says Goosey. We're a dying breed.
Oh, you're from here?
5 generations. And grabbed a moldy one.
I don't understand. If you don't like people from the surface, then why do you keep taking them in?
It's a policy from before my time. If you want to get elected, you have to respect their tradition and not call them surfies. It's awful.
Surfies.
But it's like you can't make a funny joke about it without offending these guys. I mean, one funny joke I told on maybe 10 occasions.
10?
All I know is it was a huge bomb.
Oh.
Pretty good, right?
Swinging a mess.
What's on level 12 and why can't we go there?
Don't talk about that. Jeez, what's the matter with you?
Sorry,
You should go now.
I only wanted to.
Goodbye, Goosey.
It's like he's standing by his car.
Yeah, exactly.
No power core.
Oh, idea.
Nice that they
Getting power from somewhere.
Where do you guys get your power from?
Ooh. Would that be too much power though for the suit?
Well, maybe they just have sections of them. You can maybe grab one.
Maybe there's no such thing as too much.
You never know. Oh, okay.
That's
Or
a
there's
big
one right there.
That's a big fusion core.
No, I think it unscrews in that center.
You can't be serious in taking that out.
Does he think nobody's going to notice?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Answer.
Ejectocito, cuz.
I see you found our fusion core.
And busted.
Whoops. Yeah. Is that what that is?
All the things you've had to do to survive still fresh in your mind. Here. Unit 428. Have a hot shower. Nothing wrong with a little bit of comfort.
More like a cell.
He's going to go in there. They're going to lock him in.
And when you say hot shower, what does that mean exactly?
He's going to take his first hot shower.
Hey, at 429, like we saw on the...
when he was doing the
tour.
The tour of the
Has
vault.
he never taken a hot shower? I suppose. And
maybe not. Yeah, this is going to be a first for him because we don't know how he essentially grew up.
A little welcome bouquet.
Welcome
Doesn't feel right.
Caviar.
This does not feel right. And maybe that's what I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're playing kind of ominous music and...
Me the simple life. A cottage small is a house that rings with joy and laughter. I'm like the high road.
Oh!
Yeah.
There's a hot shower.
Wanted to leave, and now he's going to turn into one that's going to want to stay, and Lucy's going to want to go.
Yeah. Sardines.
Caviar.
Oh,
Fish
caviar.
eggs.
Oh.
Almost as good as that fermented soybeans and
Excuse me?
Yes. What is this?
Boy, Maximus has had quite a different life.
Interesting.
Okay, well, we got our timeline.
Yeah, a little bit
Oh,
of their
whoever
history.
wrote that out did a good job.
Bear with two heads or two bears?
What's going on?
It's a surface dweller tradition.
You're welcome to come.
Oh, this is going to be terrible, isn't it?
A surface dweller.
Maybe
So
they're
the guy
just-
with the blue eyes was walking the other way.
Maybe they're just gonna play baseball or something.
A surface dweller tradition from before everything started, or a surface post-apocalyptic?
The
surface dweller?
government.
A Sorrel Booker. Ah, nobody told me it was legal. You boys know who you just brought in?
Assists.
This sumbitch right here used to be the best bounty hunter to ever shoot a man in the ass.
Say, you got a needle and thread? I think I got some in my bag.
Oh, that's Lucy's finger.
Come on now, Sorrel, we old friends, ain't we?
Oh, that face.
200 years. I don't know what keeps you going. Maybe you just like the feeling of that good old California sunshine on your wrinkly ass face. You're still looking for her.
Wait a minute.
I sure as hell ain't still alive so that I can have unintelligent conversations with dipshits like yourself.
Oh.
That's the president of the government you're talking to.
President of the government. President of the government.
Now, what I am hearing is a whole lot of chatter about some woman, Moldava.
You know why these boys brought you in?
Because I fucked up a poor defenseless gang-affiliated organ dealership.
That super duper mart you gutted was under our protection. Folks might lose faith about what we're trying to do here. And then what? Now, you got anything to say in your defense?
Guilty as charged.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Got his finger.
His trigger finger back.
My daddy lives in Philly.
Well, not no more he don't.
Don't take the bait, son.
Well, I ain't fishing. I'm just trying to game this out now. In my experience, the apple tends not to fall too far from a tree.
My daddy ain't no coward.
Are you?
Sheriff Rex, take Sheriff Troy's guns away. Take him out back and feed him to the hogs.
Oh.
Oh!
Did that get him in the taint or the nuts? Both. We'll just say both.
Why do you have this picture on your wall?
That's Moldava.
That's not how I remember her. So.
They got the wrong.
Moldaver's a daughter? No.
Daughter or wife?
No, I thought they had them mixed up.
Maybe I'm way off, folks, but that's how that came
What
off.
if Moldaver is Lucy's mom?
Could be. That would make sense with all the stuff with the vault and getting the Pip-Boy.
Just saying.
Could be.
I don't know. I'm just throwing shit out there.
No, I think Answer and I are on the same page. We're trying to throw our dart too.
Yeah. Well, they're doing these scenes side by side, so
Okay, so everybody's got to take off their thing for this?
Taking off your Pip-Boy.
What is the tradition?
it's
I guess we'll have
it's
to
what
find
these
out.
guys did.
All right, if somebody gets covered in a flower dress, I'm out. What are we doing here?
Is this hereditary?
Oh, you jinxed us, Mason.
I think I did.
I was just gonna say, is that the
Oh no,
leader that was talking to?
Flame
Yes.
Mother, we remember.
The Flame Mother.
they're gonna sacrifice one of the new
Moldaver?
people?
That's what they call Moldaver or whatever her name was.
We bring back those taken from us by covering ourselves in their ashes. We bring back those taken from us by covering ourselves in their ashes. To bring back Shady Sands, blood must spill.
This is going to be Moldaver. Okay. Answer and I were way off.
Our boy was right. They're a cult.
There's Moldaver.
There she is.
And that's how he knows her. Okay, so
There she
Answer
is.
and I were off, folks. It's
Way
okay.
off.
Well, to be fair, it wasn't the best drawing in the world. On the-
Well, no,
on
it's
the
just like,
wanted
well,
poster.
how did he know who, right?
Yeah.
If we, I guess, would have just gave it 5 more minutes.
Well, so yeah, she was the leader of that, and so like they're still.
He's going to be living the dream in here.
You were right about this place.
No.
See, I told you, he's gonna love it.
Oysters? You want one? You want to make my explode now?
Sorry, intercourse?
No, Titus.
Smooth
No, we need to leave.
operator.
My arm. I ought to give it a little more time.
I get why you'd want to stay. I know this must all seem really nice compared to the shoot show that's up there.
Shoot show.
But this isn't it.
They gave me a robe.
I know.
And slippers.
These people are hiding something from us. I'm not leaving without you.
Oh, going to 12.
Oh, shit.
They just say don't go to 12. It's not even like it's really restricted. We're just asking that you not go there. It's like,
And he yelled at her for even bringing
it up. Right.
Is she going to find a bunch of surfies up here?
Are these the ones that maybe didn't make the transition to the... Uh-oh.
Maybe it's all their test subjects with ears growing off the side of their heads and 3 eyes and all sorts of weird shit.
Whoa, what is that
thing?
That's our buddy, isn't it?
Oh,
It's a
with the
dug bug.
fingers.
That's our axolotl.
Couple eyes.
Does the governor live here?
So this is a birth, because they must have it
doing the
there.
water. I'm doing the water birth.
What in the hell?
Oh, that's where the caviar came from.
Oh, now they're eating
her. Wow.
So she was pregnant with piranhas.
Looks like someone that's pregnant.
Oh, they're cryogenically
Oh, there's
frozen.
a bunch of them.
Yeah. Oh, there's somebody in the back.
Glad you're all right. Well, the door was open. I worried that one of you might have gotten out.
She's got to get caught here. I don't see how she's getting out of this.
Hello?
Whoa. Oh, see that poster?
Specimen control.
Oh!
What did she just throw in his face?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, yeah, she knows how to fight.
You people are crazy! Your entire culture is insane!
I'm sure if we came to your home, we would say the same thing.
What?
Oh, no.
He's just sitting there enjoying his popcorn.
Well. So, folks, minus the really bad guessing by Andrew and I. Pretty good. Pretty good.
God. And I was expecting the cliffhanger ending to be at when she opened the doors.
I do like how Lucy's turning the corner.
Yeah.
Where, I mean, she didn't catch it right away where Max did, but then, of course, Max was getting pampered.
Yeah, so they did the old
switch. You kind of saw that coming.
I do love that. So that's cool to see Lucy, progressing into less naive and
I was gonna say,
mind is more wide. Oop, let's stop that.
No, we don't need to see any
of the next
next episode. No, this was really good with
yeah,
Lucy.
We got 2 more to go.
Lucy's kind of moving on, and definitely, like you said, Diamond Dave, less naive. She's adapting to the world a little bit. She's a little more skeptical of people, which is good because episode 1 or 2, Lucy definitely would not have acted the way that episode 6 Lucy is acting
regular
for
old
sure.
Balti.
Yeah, but we got a little bit more backstory with the ghoul and everything that happened with him, and where he kind of came from and what his thoughts were with everything with his wife from when they were previously just starting up the vaults. Just a bunch of stuff to unpack with those. Was Vault-Tec making cheap vaults? Was there only a couple of actual good vaults that would survive the blast? Like Walton's buddy was saying, they've got Vault-Tec has an interest in making sure people need their vaults and that the bombs actually drop. So that's another thing to consider. So we got a bunch of backstory on here for our final 2 episodes. I'm really curious how they're going to end this, because with only 2 episodes, I feel watching this that I'm not any closer to knowing what's going on now than what I was in episode 1. I mean, we've gotten more exploration of the world, but we haven't really answered any questions. I mean, there's nothing yet with the head that we needed from before. With Lucy trying to get her dad back, that almost feels like it's not even a priority anymore. I mean, I guess only because it hasn't been brought up, I guess, in this episode, and I don't think in the last episode it was either, maybe. But yeah, either way, I don't know how they're going to wrap up this series in just 2 episodes. There's so much going on that needs to be answered, and I love the detail that they put into this show. You folks who are big fans of the game must just be loving all the Easter eggs that they're dropping in here, and I think we'll probably understand them once we get to the game on the arcade channel eventually. But yeah, either way, this is a lot of fun.
He was going to smoke though, Cheryl.
Yeah,
that's who it is, Chris.
Yeah, Chris Parnell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get away from my wife, Nicotrell.
Yeah, I knew
You
that was
don't
Chris.
talk to Nicotrell like that.
I stated that it was Chris Parnell. No, what was really cool is like you're going on one of the good vaults. Like he still hasn't questioned that yet to her, but because he's like, well, we can just buy one, and she's like, but one of the good ones. And like, I don't know if he'll make the cut or not, but like I said, is like, yeah, when he says 3 feet of lead, that's a lot of lead that's not going to be able to be used, and we know for sure there's at least 33 vaults, so there would not be enough lead for 3 feet thick of all of them. So
yeah,
then
think how big those vaults are.
So then maybe is 32 was that a crappy one? So that's why people could get in. Who knows about that? But also, what I did want to do is there's a phone number, so let's give it a call quick.
What was it?
It was 213-25 volts. I am.
A lot of screaming.
Let it go.
And then it hangs up. That's amazing. That
pretty cool.
That was great that they
still
tied that in.
active.
Yeah, and it's still active.
Well,
That's great. They did that in. So basically, it was like someone answered, and they're like, the nuclear bombs are
something's going on.
going off. So you can't reserve your vault today, but maybe in the future we'll be able to reserve one. But no, but still a really good episode, real informative. It was cool to see that there's a president of the government mint. And so that was fun seeing the Ghoul's backstory and like how there was like, oh, there's a reason behind all the nuclear bombs and then Vault Tech. So yeah, just a lot of great information in this episode. Absolutely loved it.
Caviar is sturgeon. Anything other than sturgeon is caviar substitute, but caviar is 100% sturgeon. I was like, wait a minute.
They did have a lot of seafood.
Well, because I've always just referred to it as fish eggs.
No. So caviar is just actually sturgeon. That's what threw me off about them having caviar. Now, it might be substitute, so you can't have caviar substitutes. They do salmon, a couple other fish, but I was like, why do they have caviar down there? Now they're breeding.
Now remember, Overseer
fish.
Benjamin did have a fish tank in his.
Yeah,
it
so
did have an aquarium.
super creepy that they're doing all sorts of genetic experiments. And I think, I don't know if it'll make the cut, but we did kind of say, are these mutations at first? Like, okay, somebody's got a nose on their head, somebody's got one eye, which wouldn't be like completely like wild to say, hey, maybe these are just mutations, considering we had, nuclear war and radiation and stuff like that. But they're doing all sorts of funky stuff, cryo chambers for freezing people. A woman had fish, and there's all sorts of weird stuff going on.
Like tadpoles.
No.
Well, they look. The weird thing is
they
look
like little fish with little frogs
looked
with
bigger than
like walleyes.
They didn't look like they didn't look like the shape of piranhas, which is weird.
Yeah.
But look, let's not try to figure that all out. There was.
I can't believe they didn't have that in 1080p.
There was a lot to. There's a lot to unpack. They threw a lot of story at us. Of course, we got. Finally got the Ghoul's background. Like, he was not all about Vault Tech. It cost him his job or a lot of work in Hollywood because people, think he was selling out. I don't know if you guys saw it this way. You guys will help you out in the comments. Feels like they took a big old swipe at the U.S. government with this one, and our nonstop involvement in conflicts and what that means for the companies producing military weapons.
Well, it seemed to me like the companies were the ones who took over from the government. Like he used the analogy about the cattle ranchers and the sheriff.
Yeah,
so it
so
seemed to me like
basically,
Vault Tech overtook the government.
It was basically saying the companies run the government, is
Right,
what it is,
yeah.
which It's not like, look, the Vault Tech is, look, they have an interest in there being a war, and now, of course, you have, multi-billion-dollar defense companies creating stuff.
So this is what I think. I think it was the Gulpers.
Well,
somebody correct me in the comments for sure.
Because in
but-
the top right there, it's
Oh, you think it's little gulpers that came out?
Yeah, that came out
is that
of
what
the
those
woman.
were? Is that
That's
what
it.
Oh, because they had a big one. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, they had a big one right
big
there.
one. Big one right there. Like
And
an
they're
adult.
breeding her with gulpers.
Yeah, see when they come out right there. I know this isn't the greatest shot in the world, but
Oh, okay. That
Well, I mean,
makes
in our
sense.
defense, look how grainy that is.
That's why I said, do you think they couldn't have that in 1080p? I mean, come on.
Google Gulper versus Dougbug once. I just want you guys to see it. But in any regard, it was really interesting to see him not be all about it. How hard his wife was pushing for the vaults,
and she was certain of it.
It was interesting when they talked about 3 feet of lead, but when he knocked on the wall, it didn't give the sound of 3 feet of solid metal. It made some kind of almost tinny sound.
Yeah.
So you could tell it was like a Hollywood set. But it was really, really interesting. All the story they gave us here. Interesting to see our boy Maximus getting very, very comfortable.
Oh, well, about time.
I mean, but
About time.
think about if you grew up your entire life without a hot shower. I mean, a robe, slippers, comfortable bed, TV, all sorts of food. You'd have a hard time wanting to leave that right away. But I think Goosey saw right away that something weird was going on there. But really, there's so many layers and well-written layers to this story, and they just added another very, very intriguing layer to this story. Of course, we got a little background on Moldaver, which is curious to me because we saw the ghoul we know has been around for 200 years, but of course he's got some skin issues. His nose is missing. Moldaver was around before the wars, but we just saw her in the vault looking like everything was normal as far as
that's what I can't wait to see.
Facially and structurally. So she's not a ghoul. So again, incredible writing for this story. And it's mind-blowing how they're able to just keep piling on the layers, yet everything seems relevant, everything seems well thought out. And this episode, like I said, how many is this, 8 or 10 seasons?
8. We only got 2 more.
We got
two episodes left.
more.
Yeah.
And so many questions. I'm curious. Look, has a season 2 been announced on this already yet? Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't think we necessarily are going to be tying up all loose ends at the end of this season, but I just don't know how we even begin to give answers for where we're at in 2 more
hours.
episodes. But hopefully, I mean, this one was a little bit longer than the previous 2, so hopefully the final 2 episodes they extend out a little bit. But what an incredible just story this has been so far. And I know we say it all the time, but these episodes, it feels like they're 5 minutes long, and then we're done.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah, absolutely love this episode. I feel like the deeper that we get going, most people already know the lore in the game, but again, we have zero idea. And mainly me. I know, Quinn, you said you know of the game, but diving into this story here, I feel like now I'm getting more questions than answers, which is totally cool because this episode, I know Andrew and I whiffed, and I know people are going to be already loading up. You guys are idiots.
It's all right.
Yes, we are. We were just, seeing what dart stuck. That's all, folks.
Because we thought that'd be an interesting dynamic if it was the wife or daughter.
Well, the way in my head that it was setting up was that, they referenced the daughter here a couple times in the past. And I was wondering maybe somehow, some way she survived. He knows that she survived, and that what he was going to somehow was not Moldaver, or maybe it was Moldaver, and that's kind of how he is with her, or however that situation is. But they showed it clearly that it's not, so that's cool too. I love how they were doing that side by side of the flashback and what's going on with Lucy, seeing the cult-like stuff happen. So now with Moldaver, I'm more intrigued to see how she is the way she is and how Ghoul is the way he is. Because, how did she, 200 years, survive? That's what I can't wait to see. And clearly, all the vaults aren't what we were introduced to episode 1. They all got something going on. And I'm interested to see what the answers are for the experiments too, because obviously we got the eye, we got the nose, we got, a penguin hand essentially. Just loads of just like stuff coming at us, like what is going on, and it was awesome.
Yeah. Well, in terms of Moldaver, remember what Bud was saying in the early part of the episode, the number one weapon is time. Once you figure out how to use time. So I'm assuming his company developed some kind of life extension product, and maybe she was the only one to get it.
Maybe
maybe they both got
maybe
it.
the stuff that the ghoul is huffing
helps. Well, it helps keep him alive.
Maybe that's what's helped keep him.
Yeah, that's what's helping
alive.
keeping him from turning into basically a zombie.
All those ghouls. Yeah. So maybe that's what. Maybe that's the cure. Right?
And then that beginning, how the setup we're getting for us not knowing much, we're starting to kind of get the beginning of how some things kind of got shaped up. And it was interesting listening to the wife speak, because she, Barb is talking like definite.
Yeah, it's a certainty.
It's happening. This is why we got to get this. This is why, when it happens. So I'm curious, like, how many people in the company, it's, I don't want to call it brainwashing, but are convinced of is it coming from the top down saying, folks, this is happening, blah, 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 blah. This is why we need to sell, kind of what he pointed to, Walton kind of pointed to is, capitalism. And he's like, no, and then his friend was talking about how it is going to happen. They're just
same deal.
Snakes and all that. I cannot wait to get all these answers, because it's going to be epic. So happy we are watching this show. I cannot wait to get into the game. Again, I'm proud of Lucy that we're seeing her arc go from episode 1 to now, because she's gaining the experience. She's starting to trust.
She's not nearly as naive.
Nope, she's starting to trust less, going on instinct now from her experiences, which is great. And Maximus, I mean, you can't blame the guy. I don't think this is probably the greatest thing he's ever been a part of.
Able to put
now
his feet up for once.
It's going to get taken away.
Too many oysters.
I just thought of something. If you were living underground in a vault and you needed a source of food, and you could have a human female produce how many of those things? 20, 30 of those
and
things?
they grew to that big.
Are they using human female women to produce those things to use them as food?
Well, we saw all those cryo chambers essentially,
all
right?
look like pregnant women, right?
Yeah. They showed us too, but to give us the the hint that that's basically what we're seeing.
Okay, so if they're pregnant women who are in there birthing those things, and you can get them to those massive sides, I wonder if that's a food source. They take people from the surface, impregnate them with that. They kick out all those things.
Yeah.
Hey, look. Look, you're
Only you
generating
know.
or generating food.
The majority of them know. So
we'll be able to figure hopefully something out in the final 2 episodes.
Hopefully.
Which we cannot wait for. So for Dave Appleton Oak, that's Mason Quinn. I'm of course the answer. We'll catch you on the next one, pals.